Hello guys, this is Karthik from Team Sookshmas. Today I'm going to discuss about solution for the placement activity questions. This is the first question. This question belongs to the C++, and here class temple and private, you have a variable belongs to the type string, and you have a user defined function, one argument function, and here is also a zero argument function called getFlower. Okay, return type is string. This function returns the string type of value, and this function receives the value from the main. And execution of the program begin from the main. I have created an object for the class called temple t, and with the help of this t dot, I'm trying to access the Shiva, and also I'm assigning the roses, and also I'm passing this. And here overall this example, okay, what are the option I have given? The first one is the you will get the output as flower followed by the roses, and the second option is compile time error, and the third option is flower followed by the only rose I'm talking about, and the fourth option is option 1 as well as the option 3. Both the output you will get it. And here the majorly you are now trying to access the private variable from outside the class. This is you will get the compile time error for sure, because the Shiva is belongs to the private section. Now with the help of this object you are created for the temple, with the help of an object you are accessing the private variable of the class inside the main, so that, and also you are trying to assign, so we are unable to access the private variable outside the class, so that you will get the compile time error. So we'll go with the practical execution. So this is the code. So if you are trying to run this code, so that you will get the error. Why? Because I am trying to access the private variable. So that if I comment this one, if I comment, then if I'm trying to build, we are not accessing the any private variable outside the class. Then if I execute, then you will get the flower followed by the roses. You will get it. Why? Because we are passing the roses as an argument for the function called setFlower. So it will reach as the setFlower. Roses will be stored in the variable called s. This is variable assigned for the class variable. Okay, this variable roses will be stored in the Shiva. Then after that you are calling the getFlower function. So it will go for the getFlower. This function returns a string type of value called roses, and that will coming back for the same position. Then flower followed by the roses will be displayed on the screen. And this is the second question. This question is also belongs to the C++. Here these are all the global variables. Int variable 1 assigned for the 10, and variable 2 assigned for the 20, and class test, this is the public. And here we have a two variables. I have assigned 12 to the variable 1, 22 to the variable 2. Here we have a function display, and here is also I have taken the variables. Variable 1 initialized with the 40, variable 2 initialized with the 42. Here I'm trying to display the value of variable 1 as well as the variable 2. And execution of the program begin from the main method, main function. And here I have created the object for the class called test k, and with a semicolon. With the help of this I'm trying to call the user defined function. And here these are the option: variable 1 10 and variable 2 20 will be displayed on the screen, or else variable 1 12, variable 2 22 will be displayed on the screen, or else variable 1 40, variable 2 42 will be displayed on the screen. And the next option is the compile time error. Let's execute this code. And this is the code. Then if I am trying to run, so it will be display 40 as well as the 42. Why? Because it always gives the preference for this local variable first. Then if I do comment, if I'm trying to run, now this will give the preference for this variable, variable 12 as well as the variable 22. When it will be accessed 10 and 20, then if you do comment, then it will access the global variable. Okay, once you use this variable first, it will give the preference for the local variable. So that's the reason it will print 40 and 42. This is the next program. This program is also belongs to the C++ friend function concept. And this is the friend function. What exactly the friend function? Why we need to go for the friend function? So if you want to access any private variable outside the class, then we need to go for the concept called friend function. And this is the class Sookshmas. Here we have a variable that is belongs to the private section. Int a is equal to 10, and this function belongs under the public. And now we are taking this function outside the class. Okay, and here, so I have created an object for the class Sookshmas, and with the help of this one I'm trying to access the private variable outside the class. Private variable outside the class. That is the reason we need to go for the concept called friend function. Execution of the program begin from the main. Here I'm directly calling this function. So control reaches here. I have created an object for the Sookshmas, and I'm trying to access the variable called a that is belongs to the private. And these are the following options: compile time error, 0, 10, and no output. And the answer for this one, yes, with the help of the friend function we can access the private variable outside the class, so that you will get the output of 10. Let's go with the practical implementation of this code. So this is the code, and I'm calling the function. So inside I have created an object. With the help of this I'm trying to access the private variable present in the class called Sookshmas. See, so this is the concept of the friend function. So you can access the variable outside the class also with the help of the friend function. How to declare? With the help of the friend keyword. Friend, void, and function. This is called it as friend function. We are taking the function outside the class, and inside I'm trying to create an object. With the help of an object I'm trying to access the private variable. One more point: if you want to take the friend function outside the class, no need to go for the scope resolution operator. If you want to go for the ordinary function should take outside, and you should go for the scope resolution operator. Okay, this is the concept of friend function. This is the next code. Class Sookshmas and private and int a is equal to 10. This is the concept of friend class. This is the friend class. What exactly the friend class? This is the friend keyword, class followed by Sookshmas Mysore. One class is a friend of another class. This is the concept of the friend class. And here we have a function called print member. Here I'm trying to display the value of 10, and here one more class is there, class Sookshmas Mysore, because and this is the friend of this class called Sookshmas. Okay, this is the concept of friend class. One class is also friend of the another class. And here you have a function called change, and this is the parameterized. And then, and here execution of the program begin from the main. I have created an object for the Sookshmas class also, and I have created an object for the Sookshmas Mysore also. I have created the two objects for the respective classes. Now with the help of the object of the Sookshmas class, I'm calling the print member. So control reaches here, and this is the value displayed on the screen. And then after that, with the help of the d1, d1 is an object belongs to the class called Sookshmas Mysore, and d1 dot change, and also I'm passing the object as an argument, and also I'm passing the 10. When you are trying to pass an object, and so it will invoke the function called change. What type of an object you are passing? The object d you are passing. This d is belongs to the class called Sookshmas. That is the reason you have to mention the class. What kind of an object you are passing, and you should mention the same class name here. And also I'm passing the 10 that will be stored in a variable called x, belongs to the integer type. Then after that, whatever the value stored in the x, now I, with the help of an object, I'm trying to access the variable called a. Okay, here, so because of the friend class, then after that, whatever the value stored in the x, that will be assigned for the a. Then after that, I'm gets incremented that a value by 1. Then I'm trying to display the value of a. When the control is coming out again, and again I'm calling the print member function again. This is the overall concept. And what are the options are? These are the options. The first option 10, 11, 10 will be displayed on the screen, or else the second option 10, 11, 11. Third option is compile time error, and the fourth option is 10, 11, 12. This is the code. Let's execute this code, then you will get the complete idea. So now if I'm trying to run this code, so what is an output? 10, 11, 10 is an output. 10, 11, 10. Then again I will going to give the explanation. Here I have created an object for the two classes. One is Sookshmas, another one is Sookshmas Mysore. With the help of an object created for the class called Sookshmas, I'm calling the print member. So control reaches here, and what's the value here? What's the value? The value is 10 will be displayed on the screen. See, the value 10 will be displayed on the screen. So after that, so again with the help of this t1 dot change is a function present in the class called Sookshmas Mysore, and also I'm passing an object and the 10. And here it will reach us over here. Object will be stored in a n and the value stored in a x. Now what's the value stored in a x? That will be assigned for the value a, that gets incremented by 1. So original value is 10, that's incremented by 1 is 11. 11 will be displayed on the screen. After that, control again reaches to here. Again reaches here. After that, again I'm calling the print member. This will invoke the class here. Print member is a function that is belongs to the class called Sookshmas. When it is invoked here, again when it's invoked here, the value of the a is set to the 10. It never returns the value of 11. Now whatever the changes done over here, then I want to same thing should be reflected in the variable. In this case, you need to use an ampersand here. Sookshmas followed by an object, and you should use the ampersand. Then whatever the value you have changed over here, it's updated to the 11. That will be effects on the variable which is present in the original memory, so that it will be displayed 10, 11, 11. So if you remove an ampersand over here, whatever the value incremented over here, then it never be affected for this variable. In this case, it will be displayed 10, 11 as well as the 10. This is the concept of the friend class. So one class present in the another class with the help of the friend keyword. The Sookshmas Mysore is a friend of the Sookshmas. This is what the major declarations. This is the next question. This question is belongs to the C language, and in domain execution of the program begin from the main. Here we have a variable auto int a. This is the concept belongs to the storage class auto extern int register, and followed by the extern. This is if you are not declared also auto, it treated as an auto only. So int I am not at assigned any value. So here I have taken the one more variable auto int I assigned for the 10. Here I'm trying to print the value of I. Here is also print the value of I. Here is also print the value of I. These are all the options. Compile time error, you will get 10, 10, 10, or else 3 times garbage value will be displayed, and the next fourth option is 10, and followed by 2 times garbage value will be displayed on the screen. Here what will happen, so here this is the what the limit from this flower bracket to this flower bracket, and auto int I is equal to 10. First the value of the 10 will be displayed on the screen, because this is a completely local scope. This value we are unable to access over here. This is a limit is belongs to the particular block, so 10 will be displayed on the screen. After that, it's trying to access the variable which is declared in the main scope, and here I'm not at assign, not at initialize anything, so that it will display the garbage value. And here is also, it will also trying to access the variable which is present in the main scope, and here not at initialize, that is the reason it will display the garbage value. Answer is 10. Why? Because it's a local scope for this block. This will access the 10, and this I is belongs to this, and this I is also trying to access this I. We are not at initialize, that is the reason it will display the garbage value. Let's execute this code. This is the code. So first this 10 will be displayed on the screen. After that, so here just understand this, and here the scope, this I is trying to access this one, and this is I is also trying to access this. I'm not at initialize, so if I'm not at initialize, garbage value will be displayed on the screen. Suppose that if I'm trying to assign the value, see now I10, this I and this I trying to access the variable which is present in the main scope, and that is the reason it will be display the 20. This is the next question. This question also belongs to the C language, and execution of the program begin from the main. Auto int I is equal to 30, and here int I is equal to 20, and here int I is equal to 10, and I'm trying to display the value of I, and here is also I'm trying to display the value of I. Here I'm calling the function add. So it will go here. Again here I'm trying to print the value of phi. Then these are the options: compile time error and 20 30 30 and 10 20 30 20 30 0. These are the options. And what exactly the output of this code? So this code output is, you will get the compile time error. Why? Because when you're calling this add, it will reach us over here. This I is belongs to this main function scope. We are unable to access this variable I outside. So that's the reason you will get the compile time error. We'll show you through code implementation. And this is the code, guys. Then if I'm trying to run this code now, see that you will get the compile time error. Why? Because this variable I, we are unable to access the outside the function. This I is belongs to the completely a main function scope. And now if I'm trying to access this I outside the main function, so that you will get the compile time error. We are unable to access. If you check this log, see I is undeclared over here. This is what the error message, you will get it. So now I don't want to access. I will comment add also. Now if we are trying to run this code, so we'll get an output of 20 as well as the 30. So why? Because just considered this block int I is equal to 10. Here I'm not printing any value. So when this control is coming out of this block, here I'm trying to print the value of I. And this I, this is the scope of the second one here. This is the I it will take. Now I'm trying to print the value of I. So here 20 will be displayed on the screen. Then after this, just observe. After the scope, again, we are coming out. Again, we are trying to access this I. This I definitely it will access the main function. So this is the I it will access till here, and this is the I value it will access from the main function. This is the first block, the second block, and this is the function scope completely. So 30 will be displayed on the screen. This is the next question. This question is belongs to the C++, and this is the global variable I have assigned with the Sookshmas, and execution of the program begin from the main, and this is the variable belongs to the function scope. And here I'm trying to access the value, and here is also I'm trying to access the value. I'm trying to display the value, and these are the some of the options. Here I'm trying to display the value of ARR, and here is also I have used function scope resolution operator. This is 4 dot indicates that scope resolution operator. And these are all the options, and Sookshmas Bangalore followed by the Sookshmas will be displayed on the screen. And this is the second option, Sookshmas Bangalore. Sookshmas Bangalore will be displayed on the screen. And the third option is you will get the compile time error. And the fourth option is Sookshmas Bangalore and followed by the garbage value will be displayed on the screen. What exactly the output of this code I will explain through the implementation. This is the code. Here is also there the same variable which is present in the global scope, and here is also same variable present in the main function. And here I'm trying to access the variable value. What kind of the value will be displayed on the screen? If I'm trying to run this code, the first one, ARR, it will access this variable, and Sookshmas Bangalore will be displayed on the screen. This is another best use of the scope resolution operator. With the help of the scope resolution operator, you can access the global variable also, that is the Sookshmas will be displayed on the screen. Suppose if I don't want to use a scope resolution operator, so in this case, it will print the same value which is present inside the main function. So if I use a scope resolution operator, then it will access the variable with the value and Sookshmas. This is the best use of scope resolution operator in C++. One of the best use. This is the next question. This question is also belongs to the concept called C++. The concept name is ambiguity in multiple inheritance concept. And class Sookshmas, here we have a function called display. Here I'm trying to display C++. And this is one more class called class Sookshma. And here is also we have a same function and with a different implementation, like we are trying to display the Java with the help of cout. And this is the class called class derived. Okay, multiple inheritance. So public followed by Sookshmas, comma, public followed by the Sookshmas. Here I'm not at implementing anything, and execution of the program begin from the main. I have created the object for the derived. With the help of the derived, I'm trying to call the display. Now, if I'm call the display, for compiler get a confusion like whether to invoke the function present in the Sookshmas class or whether to invoke the function which is present in the Sookshmas Sookshmas class. So compiler will get a confusion. So that is the reason here these are the some of the options C++, Java, no output and followed by the compile time error. So here exact answer is you will get the compile time error. Why? Because so compiler will get a confusion whether to invoke the display function present in the Sookshmas class or whether to invoke the display function present in the Sookshmas class. This is what the ambiguity in multiple inheritance concept. I will execute this code now. So this is what the same code. If I'm trying to run, see, you will get the compile time error. If you go and check in the here, see, so we'll get the error like display is ambiguous. So we will get a compiler get a confusion whether to invoke the display present in the Sukshma class or whether to invoke the function which is present in the Sukshmas class. And what exactly the possible solution? If you want to overcome this difficulty, you have with the help of scope resolution operator, you can work from this difficulty. How you can? So D is an object followed by Sookshmas class you should mention, followed by the scope resolution operator, followed by the function name display. And object name dot, this is the one more class called Sookshma, and followed by the scope resolution operator, followed by the display. Now if we are trying to run this code, see now the display as the value called C++, another one is the value called Java will be displayed on the screen. This is the possible way to overcome this difficulty, ambiguity in multiple inheritance. You should go for the scope resolution operator. One more way is there, overriding mechanism. So I will try to comment this code. I'm trying to enable. Then here I should enable this implementation. The same function present in the Sookshmas class, same function present in the Sookshma class, and same function present in the derived also. Here I created an object for the derived. With the help of this, I'm trying to call the display control reaches the display present in the derived. Then inside, I'm trying to access the class name followed by the scope resolution operator followed by the display. So here it will invoke the display function present in the Sookshmas class, and that will display the value of C++. And here is also Sookshmas class and followed by the scope resolution operator followed by the function called display. It will go for the display function present in the Sookshma class, and that will display the value called and Java. Okay, I'm trying to run so that you will get an output of C++ and the Java. This is the next question. This concept is belongs to the early binding concept. This question is also belongs to the C++ class B, and here we have a function called display. Here I'm trying to display content of base class, and this is the class B and public B, single inheritance concept and public. And here we have a function called display, but we are providing the different implementation in the derived class. Content of the derived class will be displayed on the screen. Execution of the program begin from the main method, sorry, main function. And here I have declared the pointer to the class called B, and here I have created an object for the class called D. And here this is the pointer. We are assigning the address. We are assigning the address of the object D to the pointer of the class B. Okay, then with the help of this pointer, we are calling the function called display. But if you are declared the pointer with the help of the pointer, if you want to access any function or if you want to call any function, you should use this operator. Okay, don't use dot operator here. With the declaration of a pointer, if you want to invoke any function, you should use this operator. Then these are the option. Content of the base class will be displayed, content of the derived class will be displayed, or compile time error, or no output. This concept is also called it as a early binding. I will execute this code and I will show it to you. This is the code completely. Now If I'm trying to execute this code, content of the base class mean to say that it will invoke the function present in the B class that will be displayed on the screen, and this is called a binding concept. First, you have to understand this point completely. This is the concept belongs to the early binding. What exactly the early binding? Compiler matches the function call with the function definition at compile time only. So invocation of the function determined during the compile time of the program. So that is the reason we call it as a static binding or compile time binding. So that's the reason when you are trying to invoke this code, so it will invoke the function which is present in the base class. So it will determine which functions to be invoked, that will be determined during the compile time of the program. Then if I use a virtual keyword, this is treated as a virtual function now. In the same concept, if you are trying to run this code, so now content of the derived class will be displayed. This is the call, we call it as a late binding concept. Invocation of the function determined during the runtime of the program. So with the help of the virtual keyword, so you can achieve the late binding or runtime binding. Without the virtual, it's a compile time. Now it will invoke the function present in the base. This the function belongs to the C language, and execution of the program belong from execution of the program start from the main function. And here we have a character array. So here str of the size 10, and here we have a like a variable belongs to the array, like a character array can say here assign the RRC, and here is also assigning the DBIT, here is also assigning the VKIT. And here this is the concept, this belongs to the sprintf, and this is the syntax of the sprintf. This is the variable, you can say this is what you can say character array, and this is what format specifier. Here with the help of the printf, if I am trying to display the str, and what exactly the output, these are the some option vkit dbit rrc, rrc dbit vkt, or only vkit or only rrc. This is the concept is completely belongs to the printf, so you have to understand about the printf completely. Then whatever the value stored over here, I'm trying to display with the help of the printf function. So we'll execute this code and show it to you how exactly works sprintf. Before getting to the sprintf, first you have to understand about the syntax of the sprintf. The first one is a character array. You can say the first one is a character array. The second one is the format specifier or conversion specifier. You can see the next one is a variable list completely. Whatever the value which is stored over here, that will be converted into according to the format specifier or conversion specifier. At the end, all the value will be stored in a character array. Whatever the value stored in a variable, that will be converted into the conversion specifier or format specifier. At the end, that will be stored, all the values that will be stored in a character array. Now if we are trying to display str with the help of the printf, now this is an output, you will get it. So what's the value stored in this C? VKIT. What's the value stored in this B? DBIT. What's the value stored in A? That is RRC. Whatever the value stored here, converted into this one. At the end, all the values that will be stored in a character array str. So if you are trying to print this, so that will be displayed on the screen. All the values will be displayed on the screen. So this is all about the solution for the technical questions. Okay, so kindly practice well and see you in my next session. Thank you.